Hi all and welcome back to a new video. We're here on the Friday evening. It is a bit of a late one. Haven't just been able to have the time to get around to the preview videos for this weekend. So obviously it's a big weekend of racing with the Ladbroke Trophy at Newbury and the Fighting Fifth Hurdle at Newcastle being the two feature events on the Saturday card over in England. I'm going to quickly run through a couple of the big races for Saturday. It's probably going to be a shorter video than usual though, as I'm in a bit more of a rush to get this out to you guys. Obviously, just a quick look back on last week. Obviously, didn't go to plan. I thought though the Betfair was an interesting race. I do believe that Bristol de May won't be able to really keep it up. I do think he's a bit of a Haydock bully. Thistlecrack was actually the horse that I thought to take out of the race. I thought he ran an absolute stormer. And Native River ran a very good race as well, obviously kind of doing what you almost expected him to do. He barely ever runs a bad race. But anyway, from a tipping perspective, it probably wasn't our best. So we'll hopefully get back on track with a few winners this weekend. 3 o'clock at Newbury, it's the Ladbrokes Trophy over 3 mile 2 furlongs. Now this race has been severely hampered by the fact that Boy, the big Mullins horse, is not going over. God knows why not. At this stage I am just scratching my heads. It's a 14 runner race now, I think. There's going to be 3 places, probably 4 with some bookies. And I just think it would be better off. I don't really see the value in backing a 7-2 horse in the Hennessy or in the Ladbroke Trophy, even an 11-2 horse. It's not a great price. As for, we've got an 11-1 horse here in the shape of American for Harry Fry. Anya O'Connor takes the ride. Very talented female jockey she is. And American is a kind of not too shy of a Gold Cup horse. Like, he came 9th in the Gold Cup. He was well beat, okay, fair enough. But, you know, he's a graded animal. You know he can do this sort of job at grade 2 and grade 3 level over this sort of trip as well. And I just think he's actually very well handicapped here. I was surprised he wasn't more kind of towards top weight. I suppose with the likes of Black Corton and Thomas Patrick and Elegant Escape, he isn't too bad, but he's a very good horse in his own right here, American, and I just think he actually might be a little bit well in here. And at 11-1, I'm prepared to take a chance each way on him. Hopefully his jumping will hold up. That's the big key for him, I think. The other one that I'm very interested by at 16-1 is Sizing Tennessee each way. He's a good horse. He's been knocking on the door in kind of big races. I remember last year he was second to Yanworth on New Year's Day in a novice chase, run very well. And it seems that this trip will suit. And he won on reappearance at Fontwell. That wasn't a great race, let's be honest with ourselves, but he won it well, and it's good to see him getting back on the winning thread. And at 16-1, I think he's a bit overpriced. The other ones, the Jerry Field and Hurdle at Newbury, just a small play for me here. Global Citizen at 5-1. I thought he ran a cracker on reappearance at Ascot. Just got chinned late. He's an exuberant sort and should get a lot of these off the snap in front. Over at Newcastle, just the 2 in the Fighting Fifth. Bouverdere at 6-5 is probably the first time you can back him odds against for a long time. Since the Champion Hurdle in 2017, actually, was the last time you could back Bouverdere odds against. But I tipped up at the start of the year, anti-post, 6 Cheltenham Festival anti-post bets in one of my videos in September time. Sam Crow for the Champion Hurdle, and if I think he's going to win the Champion Hurdle, I've got to be backing him here, don't I, at 13-8. I don't think that's a very good price, to be fair, but I do think he's a lot better than that reappearance, and I think a lot of people are reading too much into that, and this will be more of a... This will tell us where he is, where he stands. Even if he gets within a couple of lengths of Bouverdere, there might be even more scope for improvement out of him. So I'm sure they're just looking for a good, safe round, and hopefully he can pull out a big performance and at least push the Champion Hurdler close. Somerville Boy, obviously, in the shake-up is interesting, but I don't think he quite has it. I don't know, I'm just not quite sure he has it on perhaps this slightly quicker ground. We then move on though to the rehearsal chase, which is the last one we're going to cover in today's video. And this is another one. I've got a nice price horse to back here each way at 8-1. And it's Bishop's Road. Robbie Power is overtaking the ride, which is a very good thing to see. He's obviously got a few rides for the Tizzards. And he's picked up a spare here for Kerry Lee. And was back to form last time when second at Haydock to Red Infantry, who was pretty well handicapped, let's be honest, and he was well clear of the third that day, which was Alvarado, who's a good enough yardstick in these staying handicaps. He's £7 lower than he was last year when second in the race, and he's had some big races in him, obviously formerly trained by Henry de Bromhead back here in Ireland, was a Gigginstown sort. But he's come over to England, and in his 2 or 3 years for Kerry Lee has landed some nice enough prizes, certainly back when he was kind of more unstable debut sort of stuff. He hasn't won actually in a while, but has run some very creditable races in defeat, and I think should go close off this slightly reduced handicap mark. I think the handicapper has given him a bit of a sniff here in the rehearsal chase. They're the big 4 races for the Saturday action at Newbury and Newcastle. Should be another great day, followed by the absolute stormer of a day at Fairyhouse of Hatton's Grace Day. That preview video should be up tomorrow evening. Anyway, until next time, and until that tomorrow's video, best of luck.